Alright, I'm Sam Newman. This is my informative speech. I would like to show you my audience. There is my mother and father, Annette and Matthew Newman. The person holding the camera is Morgan Shields. He's my third audience member. I'm giving my speech over the 2014 World Cup in Brazil. This was a very important and very big World Cup. The main purpose of this is just for me to explain why it was so popular and why it was such a big deal. First, I'm going to tell you what it is, like everything about the World Cup, how it works, all that kind of stuff. Then I'm going to tell you why it was so important across the world. I'm going to tell you why this specific World Cup, why the 2014 World Cup was so exciting and such a big deal. As Michael Owen, an English soccer player, said, there's nothing quite like a World Cup. So, first off, it's an international tournament for soccer. It involves 32 different countries. But realistically, those are just 32 main countries. There's 8 different groups, which are split up with 4 teams in each group. That's the 32 teams. After those there's 2 games per team in each of those groups, and then it cuts into a final tournament with 16. After that, it's just a normal tournament, 1-round elimination until the final. Every different country sends their best players around the world. Some of the best players ever to have played soccer have gone into the World Cup, like Maradona, Pele, Zinedine Zidane, Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, David Beckham, all of which were very big in their nation. Next is that it's very important. The World Cup as a whole is very important, not just as a tournament, as a way of like pride for, oh, we won a championship. It unites countries together. It makes a bond between a country and their people. Like, everyone's so proud of their country whenever they do well in the World Cup. Not only that, but it kind of unifies the world as a whole. Everybody sets aside the politics, sets aside everything that's going on, and just focuses on soccer and focuses about peace and all the fun that they're having. Brazil, for example, just completely shut down during the World Cup. And there's a bunch of countries who do that. So they set aside their shopping and all their banking and everything and base it whenever games are going on because it's so important to them. 2014 specifically, the World Cup in Brazil was extremely exciting. It was the most viewed World Cup of all time, with every single game, even the group stages between the countries that the big countries weren't very excited in, had at least 4 million viewers for every single game. Then in the championship there was over 17 million viewers, so it was an extremely big deal. Because of that it was held in Brazil, it was very exciting. It was very up-tempo. Brazilians are very passionate about soccer. Everything that was going on was extremely passionate. Plus, Brazil, their team went on to the semifinals and placed 4th in the tournament, which meant that it was up-tempo through almost the entire tournament, which also made it extremely devastating whenever Brazil lost to Germany in their 7-1 destruction that they had. Other than that, the goals that they had this year or in 2014 were unreal. Everybody that played, new stars came up, but other than that, there was just a bunch of drama that happened. For example, former player for Uruguay, no longer plays for them, Luis Suarez, was caught biting Giorgio Chiellini during their in a group stage match in Group D, and he was banned for 4 months. It was a big scandal. This had been the 2nd or 3rd time he had bit a person. So because of this, it was just a huge scandal, and it made this World Cup even more exciting. So basically, the World Cup is very exciting. It's very popular, and it's because there's so many things that go on. It doesn't only just affect soccer, it affects the nation as a whole. It affects the world as a whole. But the 2014 specifically was extremely exciting. Every single game was fun to watch. The fact that it was in Brazil made it even better, and there was just a bunch of drama in it. And that's the World Cup in 2014.